The autumn dusk enveloped the aged courthouse steps in golden tones as Nathan Brooks rested with his sturdy toolbox, catching his breath after repairing the faulty heating system inside. At 34, Nathan's calloused hands bore tales of diligent labor and a kind heart that drew folks to him like a glowing hearth. He was preparing to depart when a soft voice broke his reverie. "Sir, can you assist me?" Nathan glanced down to see a young girl at the base of the stone steps. She wore a warm blue cardigan and a pink knit cap adorned with a lively pom-pom. Her teddy bear was clasped tightly in her small arms. Though her face was pale, her eyes shone with a brightness that warmed Nathan's smile. "Hello, little one," Nathan said, setting his tools aside. "I'm Nathan. What's your name?" "I'm Chloe," she replied, her voice gentle yet distinct. "I live up there with my grandma, but the elevator's broken again." Nathan looked at the old apartment building beside the courthouse. He knew it well, having fixed its quirks over the years. The elevator had been unreliable for months. "That's a steep climb for little legs," Nathan noted kindly. Chloe nodded earnestly, then met his gaze with a child's honest stare. "Mr. Nathan, if you carry me up the stairs, I'll share a secret. It's a very special secret." Her tone held a wisdom beyond her 4 years, and a quiet sorrow touched Nathan's heart. "Chloe, I'd be glad to help you get home," Nathan said, kneeling to her level. "But you don't owe me anything." Chloe shook her head firmly. "No, this secret is unique. Grandma says when someone aids you, you should always offer something back." Nathan studied her resolute expression. She reminded him of his own daughter, far away with her mother, with the same steadfast kindness and sincere words. "All right, Chloe," he agreed. "I accept your deal." Nathan gathered his tools in one hand and gently lifted Chloe with the other. She was lighter than expected, resting against his shoulder with complete trust. As they ascended, Chloe pointed out details along the way. The window where Mrs. Chen kept vibrant blooms, the door where Mr. Peterson played his violin nightly. Each observation showed her keen awareness of her world. "You know everyone here?" Nathan remarked on the 3rd floor. "Grandma says it's vital to notice people," Chloe replied. "She says everyone has a story worth hearing." At the 4th floor, Chloe guided him to apartment 4B. The door opened before they knocked, revealing a woman in her 70s with silver hair and anxious eyes. "Chloe, you're safe," she said, relief flooding her voice. Then she noticed Nathan. "Oh, hello. I'm Evelyn, Chloe's grandmother." "Nathan Brooks," he replied, gently setting Chloe down. "I carried Chloe up the stairs. The elevator's acting up again." Evelyn's face softened with gratitude. "That was so generous. Chloe's been facing health struggles, and stairs are tough for her." Chloe tugged Nathan's jacket. "I promised you a secret, remember?" Nathan knelt beside her. "I remember, Chloe. What's your secret?" Chloe glanced at her grandmother, who nodded warmly. Then she leaned close and whispered, "The secret is that grown-ups forget what matters most." "What's that?" Nathan asked, truly curious. Chloe's eyes grew earnest. "They forget that love isn't something you hold. Love is something you share, and the more you share, the more it grows." Nathan felt a warmth in his heart. This tiny girl, facing challenges he could only imagine, had shared a truth many adults seek lifelong. "Where did you learn that, Chloe?" he asked softly. "From being sick," she said simply. "When you're sick, people show love in many ways. Grandma cares for me every day. The doctor is always gentle. Even strangers like you help me upstairs. It taught me love grows when you give it away." Evelyn placed a tender hand on Chloe's shoulder. "Chloe's been teaching me this too. Even when she's unwell, she always finds ways to care for others." Over the next weeks, Nathan often reflected on Chloe's secret. He began noticing small acts of kindness around him. He started visiting Evelyn and Chloe regularly, fixing things in their apartment and sharing tales of his work. During one visit, Chloe was having a tough day. She was weary and pale, but when Nathan arrived, her face lit with joy. "Nathan, I was waiting for you," she said from the couch. "Grandma baked cookies and I saved you 3. As they shared cookies, Nathan saw how Chloe always thought of others first, even when struggling. She asked about his day, recalled his other jobs, and always had a kind word. "Chloe," Nathan said one afternoon, "you've taught me something vital." "What's that?" she asked, looking up from their puzzle. "You've shown me that fixing things isn't always about tools. Sometimes the greatest repairs happen when we mend hearts with kindness." Chloe smiled, her bright expression as captivating as that first day. "That's exactly right, Nathan. And when you mend someone's heart, yours heals too." 3 months later, Nathan heard joyful news. Chloe's treatment had worked, and she was growing stronger daily. To celebrate, Evelyn invited him for a special dinner. At the small kitchen table, Chloe raised a glass of milk and a toast. "To Nathan, who carried me up the stairs and learned my secret." Nathan raised his glass, gazing at this remarkable girl who had reshaped his view of true wealth. "To Chloe, who taught me that the richest people aren't those with the most, but those who give the most." Evelyn wiped a tear. "And to the family we've become, not by blood, but by love." That evening, as Nathan prepared to leave, Chloe handed him a drawing. It showed 2 figures on stairs, a man carrying a girl with hearts floating around them. "This is us," she said, "sharing love and making it grow." Nathan folded the drawing and tucked it into his wallet, a reminder of the day a 4-year-old taught him life's greatest lesson. "Thank you, Chloe," he said, giving her a gentle hug. "Your secret changed everything." Chloe hugged him back with all her strength. "That's what secrets are for, Nathan. To make the world better." As Nathan descended the courthouse steps that evening, where their friendship began, he knew some encounters change us forever. Sometimes wisdom comes from unexpected teachers, and the greatest gifts hide in the smallest packages. The elevator in Chloe's building was fixed the next week, but Nathan kept visiting. Some connections, he learned, aren't about convenience or need. They're about recognizing we all need each other, and love shared freely always returns multiplied. Chloe was right about her secret. Love wasn't something to keep or save. It was something to give generously, trusting that in giving, both hearts grow richer